Tantra teacher training course, day 11. So we've been having every day two sessions of personal transformation, and people are really being grilled over whatever they're trying to hide, whatever challenges that they have in their life that they're not recognizing, shortcomings, anything which is hidden, and might make them better people and better teachers is brought to the light. And this is really affecting the whole group. It's really challenging on an emotional level. It's really what makes you really tired, really exhausting after each session and by the end of the day. But the fruits of this is amazing. I'm personally getting so many mirrors into my own stuff, my own shortcomings and challenges, just by me raising my hand and saying, you have this, and suddenly I'm like, but I have this as well. So it's still true for the other person, but it teaches me a lot about myself. I want to talk about two tantric principles, which are really important. This is continuing from yesterday. The first tantric principle is about pleasure. So you might heard about Tantra that it's about sexuality and it's about how to reach whole body orgasms, multiple orgasms, G-spot orgasms, cervical orgasms, orgasming for an hour, for a few hours. It's like there's a lot of focus on pleasure, especially in Tantra as it's known in the West. And the kind of traditional Tantra that I'm studying is not against pleasure. It's just reminding you that all pleasure is coming from Shiva, coming from God, coming from the divine. It's not your pleasure. So you might feel it in your body, but this is something that comes from beyond you. And kind of if you have a problem with the idea of God or the divine and so on, it's okay. Try to think about it as something on an energetical level. So if you're aware that the whole space is charged with energy, that every atom have an energy in it, there's the energy of the space itself. So you can say that while we are having sex, that energy is manifested in your being. You're able to tap into it better. So if that pleasure comes beyond you, there's kind of a humility in saying this pleasure is divine, this pleasure is not mine, and I'm so grateful for being able to feel it. And by the way, it can be pleasure in sex, but also can be pleasure in whatever you're doing in your life, in eating really good food, in receiving a massage, in lying on a comfortable bed. So there's in Tantra there's no denial of the body and the senses and manifestation and the reality. It's embracing them. So all pleasure comes from God. This is the first the first element. Very related to this is the idea of an orgasm is a spiritual experience. Orgasm is very pleasurable. It takes you, into your body and beyond your body and connects you with your partner. But the element that I want to speak about right now is the idea that Tantra is a spiritual practice and an orgasm is a spiritual opening. While you are orgasming, even if you have a short ejaculatory orgasm, you can still feel the diminishing or maybe even the disappearing of the I, of the ego, maybe just for a moment. And if you get these amazing tantric orgasms, men and women, you are able to experience for long periods of time a state of surrender, a state of stillness, a state of going beyond yourself, going beyond your partner, going beyond the characteristics and the definitions of the present moment, and really tapping into something which is much. I'm losing my words as I'm describing it, because I had a experience. I had a few experiences lately, and one of them come really to mind, where I was having sex, making love, connecting, practicing Tantra, exploring with Vanessa. And we always have amazing sex. There's never like mediocre sex. There's never average sex. It's always unbelievable. It's always amazing. And this was a time where the pleasure kind of changed form for me. And I was lying down and she was riding me, and she was in an amazing state of ecstasy and orgasming and screaming and shouting and moaning, and really there was a lot of passion there. And I went into a state of complete surrender. I was hardly breathing, I was hardly moving. I was very much aware of her and aware of myself, and kind of like my awareness was spreading throughout the whole room and maybe beyond the room. I was feeling that I was connected with something which is beyond here, beyond manifestation, and I felt an amazing state of peace and stillness and joy, a very, very subtle, very relaxed joy, not like I'm so happy, more like a contentment. And there was this bliss, and again, that bliss wasn't like you see somebody on ecstasy and you think they're on bliss. It was just a realization of the simplicity of being and the gratitude of her, of Shakti, doing this and helping me get to that state, because usually I'm not so much in that state. So yeah, just to share with you what Tantra can be like, how an orgasm can be so amazing, so spiritual, so opening. There was another thing that I wanted to discuss, and that's about specifically the woman's orgasm, but we'll cover this tomorrow. What I want to hear from you is about your orgasmic experiences. So I've shared about my perception of orgasm and my experiences with orgasming and with lovemaking. What is your experiences? So if you had some similar experiences, some experience of really spiritual opening through lovemaking, through orgasm, please share them in the comments, or email tantraislove@gmail.com. So looking forward to hearing your own experiences, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.